Good evening. Give everyone a chance to come in the room. Welcome, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Open minds in the building. Welcome, everyone. Oh, we about to really get this thing set off up in here. You know how we do it. Finally, Monday Night Mayhem has come back. Oh my goodness. Let me tell y'all, listen, this is the best night of the week. Let me tell you, there's so many things going on around the world, man, but this is the one place that we all get to come together and truly hang out and do this thing that we love to do. Everyone, come in, pull up a microphone, find yourself a place to say what needs to be said. It's going down this evening. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. As everyone's coming in the building, just give everyone just a moment to come in. Again, forgive me for not having a fight song. Listen, because that truly sets it off, let me tell you. However, let me start by saying this. Good evening, good morning, and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I will be your host for the evening. I am Elemental. Happy Monday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Whoo! Let me tell you, like I said, this is the day that I always look for. Shout out to the song hero of our community. Get down with RMT. Give it up one time for the man, you know him, RMT in the building. All right, we have been doing this for 135 weeks. Where you been, y'all? For real. All right. We stream live every Monday from 8 p.m. Eastern or at 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific. We stream live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you're watching on one of those platforms and would like to join us in the Zoom, the number is 279-995-364. Trust me, coming into the Zoom is a totally different experience from watching it on social media. Of course, to get into all of this, we have to pay some bills. We'd like to thank the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for hosting our free online events. You can add to the energy of this mix with a tax-deductible donation by checking into neweurekan.org/contribute or making the Cash App ring at New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Tonight's theme, y'all, is spooky and horror. Of course, it's Halloween, right? So I'm looking forward to all of the characters that come out this evening, right? Because this is the one day of the year that you can truly be anything and anyone. This evening, clearly, I'm rocking with the guys. You know what I'm saying? We rocking with the dark side. So I'm looking forward to everyone's poetry. If you don't, if your poem is not on theme this evening, that is totally okay. We are still very much looking forward to hearing your poetry. Next week, the theme is New School. I can only imagine what's going to come up from that. And clearly the other themes are there. Plug in. Really, it's really one of those great times. All right. Of course, this is usually hosted by the one and only advocate of words with a Z, you know, poetic license. Make sure you're giving that dude a follow. This is where you can find myself on social media or elemental.com. Take out the T, put in the 2. All right, let's cover the ground rules this evening. First, poets, turn your cameras on. All right, we want to try to simulate as much of an in-person open mic as possible. All right. So, and also we want to see your beautiful faces. We want to see all the expression that you give your poetry, right? All of those things, all the magic that you sprinkle into your delivery. We want to enjoy that with you. And of course, we want to see if you clean your room. So please turn your cameras on. Also, have your poem ready. All right. If you're going analog, you know, turn to the page, have it flipped out already. If you're going digital, please have the file ready to go. We have a full list tonight, and I would love to make sure we got to everyone on it. All right. Poets, you have 3 minutes to rock. Any language, any style, any form. All right. You will also have a 30-second intro. Quickly tell the folks where they can find you online, what you may have going on. And, make sure you're also changing your Zoom name to coincide so people can see as they're listening to your poetry. All right. And again, let them know what's going on and ways to connect with you. Censorship. There is none. The founders of the cafe were very big on freedom of speech, and we are going to continue. We are going to continue. I'll say again, we are going to continue in that vein of having no censorship. All right. Poetry is one of those spaces where you have to be truly, truly fearless in what you do. And because of that, censorship only does the worst of things. So there is no censorship. Some of our poets are going to share some things that are very vulnerable. They can be very triggering, okay? And some of our poets can be very spicy, all right? They're gonna heat things up a little bit, all right? So you have been warned, things will get a little crazy in this circus this evening. Hence, there is no censorship. All right, once the poets rip, okay, please realize that this is a call and response space. All right. Once the poets rip, you're going to see this message pop up on your screen. Okay. After each poet gives their emotion and their effort into their poetry, this is when you get to respond. All right. Once this message pops up on your screen, click it. Who gives a damn about your neighbors? Number 1, it's Monday night. Number 2 is poetry. Give them all the energy that they've given you. And share that around the room, okay? Because all of that energy comes back around, and trust me, when you need it, it'll be there when you're ready to rip. So please, when you see that, unmute yourself and truly, truly give it up for the poets. Because look, it's never easy to get up here and do what we do, all right? Again, it's very vulnerable. And some of the things, look, we're artists, you know what I mean? We're sensitive about art, so it's not easy. So make sure you're giving the artists love, all right? Sign up is closed for the evening. Sign up opens 24 hours before the open mic. All right, you can go to neweurekan.org. You want to click on the full events calendar. You want to click on the day that you want to perform. Okay, on the Monday night, you want an artist RSVP ticket. That is the only way that you get a guaranteed spot on the open mic list, is with an artist RSVP ticket. All right. Also, before we get to hybrid, couple of other things. The anthology is also coming. All right. I know Advocate is working on that. They got some other folks helping them out, right? All the submissions for Monday and Thursday even talked about possibly opening up for some other things. So the anthology is cooking. It is simmering. Please be on the lookout for it. Also, the normal host also hosts a Let's Write a Book of Poems workshop series. Right? Happens every Sunday. Make sure you're plugging in. Listen, some of the poets are coming back with some of the work that they've been working on, and it has been incredible. So make sure you're plugging into that. Happens in the cafe and on Zoom on Sundays. Plug into it. All right. Now we're talking about hybrid, all right, which is coming up next Saturday. All right. November 12th. It's jumping off. Doors open at 6:30. The tickets are available online. We'll start talking about that a little bit more later on. All right. So, and of course, after hybrid is always karaoke. So you have heard enough of me. I see all the usual suspects are in the building. Let's get to it. All right. I will post the list in the chat, and we can get started and get it jumped off. If we were in the cafe, I would say, if everybody's ready, let me say, yeah, right? All right, let's get it jumped off. So I do see, listen, this evening, we are being treated by not just one, but 2 dope Low East Siders. And we're going to start off the evening with one badass poet. Listen, this poet is not just a word against the machine, but she is a word in our poetry community that we all need to hear and we all look forward to hearing. So please give it up for the one and only Jane Spoken Word. Let's go, Jane. How are you feeling this evening? Let the folks know how they can find you, and please set it off this evening.
All right. Well, tonight is always a special night, the Dia de las Muertes. So my poem is going to open up with a tribute to our ancestors. I've lit the sage and I am ready to go. On this night, La Noche de Muertos, candles are lit as garlands of marigold scent the air, opening the door between worlds, guiding the spirits back from the dead to the land of the living. I sing the song of our ancestors. I drum for those who came before me, honoring the cycle of life and death, drenched in the dreams of beginnings. Awakened from the illusion of mortality, I pay tribute to those who came before me, ornamenting the altar with images of you, reminders of your loving spirit, offerings of water to quench your thirst, hanging banners of love to flow in the wind, and favorite chocolate bars and sugar skulls and freshly baked pan de muerto. Mitaquiescen. We are all related. I celebrate your return on this night, unbound by the flesh on La Noche de Muertos. I am bound to the circle of life. Isio.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Clearly, we all need to unmute ourselves, but I have hit a snag. But let me tell you, so unfortunately, we'll come back to Jane for showing all the love for Jane. But for now, I want everyone to put their hands on the screen for Jane, for all the things that she has done for our community, for all the things that she continues to do for our community, the love, the energy, and the joy that she brings to our community. Thank you, Jane. We truly, truly appreciate you for all that you do. Listen, we talking about one of the true mainstays of our community. And as I mentioned, a true Low East Sider. Thank you, Jane, for coming through this evening and setting it off in this piece. We appreciate you truly.
Thank you. Love to all you poets. Thank you so much.
Truly appreciate you, Jane. Truly. All right. Coming up next is a man, I'm not even sure. I see his partner behind him. So he clearly is, I believe, back off of his tour, the one and only Jeff Cottrell with his mainstay Pinky in the building. Please, Jeff Cottrell, unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you. Please let us know how your tour went also. And please, the floor is yours. Good to see you.
Hey, how you doing? So yes, I just got back last night and I'm jet lagged as fuck, tired as hell. But yes, it was very exciting. Went all over the place, England, Paris, Ireland, met a lot of Zoom people in the flesh, and that was fun. So I'm on theme tonight. I got some ghostly things. So the first one is I won the last Obail 5-word poem contest, which is where the audience gives you 5 words, Zoom and in the physical audience, and you write a poem with all of them in 10 minutes. And I won the last one. The words were scrumptious, ghost, desire, alchemy, and catkin. So this is what I came up with. I feel a great unquenched desire for a ghost that dwells upon the Shire. She was rumored to be Heathcliff's Catherine, but I knew her once as Lady Jane Catkin. I love her for her hair so messed, and also for those scrumptious breasts. She was once a master of alchemy, with lots of help from her pal, Jimmy. So I wrote that in 10 minutes, you can probably tell, but there's a ghost in it. And that was the winner of the last Obail 5-word poem contest in Cork, Ireland, via Zoom. And this came from a writing workshop where I was given the prompt, "The monster in my dreams." The monster in my dreams is the most boring monster I have ever seen. He doesn't attack anybody or breathe fire or anything. He's about as tall as I am, but he's gray and stupid looking, with bare ears and a club foot. He keeps showing up in my dreams, doing the most boring things. Once he was picking up an unemployment check. Another time he was sitting at a table playing solitaire. What a stupid, boring monster. At least show me some fangs or say a bad word, or else just go away. He's like that boring ghost my sister and I saw at Grandma's house last year. What a useless ghost. He just stood there staring at the wall as if he were trying to remember something. He was wearing this bland 19th century suit and a monocle, but he didn't seem to have any real class. My sister yelled at the ghost. "Come on, ghost," she said. "Try to scare us at least. Say boo, fly over our heads, shriek curses. Do something, ghost." But the stupid, boring ghost didn't even move. "What a useless ghost," my sister said. "I know," I replied. Then I tried yelling at the ghost. "Hey, ghost," I said, "your mother wears army boots and your father picks his nose." The ghost kind of turned his head and looked at us. He seemed confused. "Do you know where I can find a bingo hall?" the ghost said in a sad monotone. "Bingo?" I said. "Of course not. Bingo is boring." "In that case," the ghost said, "do you have a wool sweater I could borrow? I would like to impress my pet hamster." My sister and I looked at each other. Then we both laughed. "This is the worst ghost in the world," my sister said. "Not scary at all. Go away, you boring ghost," I said. "You suck." The ghost looked at the floor in confusion for a moment, then just walked up the stairs. "He didn't even think to go through the wall," my sister whined. "What a dipshit ghost." That was the monster in my dreams. Tomorrow night, 9 o'clock EST, I am in a thing online called, what is that silly thing called again? Something Funny Going On. It's a kind of a streaming poetry series run by Dane Ince. I will put the Facebook page in the chat. That's tomorrow night at 9.
Unmute yourself, give it up. Control.
Pinky.
Yeah.
Pinky.
Oh, shit.
Shout out Pinky.
Pinky.
Shout out
A
Pinky.
boring ghost, man.
Thank you, Jeff Cottrell. I appreciate your energy always. Congratulations on winning that 10-minute contest. It was unfair the moment you walked in the building. So I appreciate you for coming through with your fire always. Really quick, everyone, please, let's get this right. Let's get this right. Please, everyone unmute yourself and give it up for Jane's spoken word, please. Please give it up for Jane's spoken word. All right.
Yeah, Jane.
Appreciate you, Jane. Truly appreciate you, Jane.
We love you, Jane.
No, hey, I couldn't let that pass without making sure Jane got the energy that she conjured in the building. All right. Truly appreciate you, Jeff. Glad you made it off your tour. Shout out Pinky in the building. All right. Our next poet is a poet who came through with us last week. This was their first time last week. Of course, they're not a stranger to the community, but I think they caught the bug. We did tell them that they were one of us the last time, and I truly believe that they have got the message. Johnavie, please unmute yourself and let everyone know where they can find you. Welcome back. We are glad that you found your way back to the circus. Again, let everyone know where they can find you online. Floor is yours. Welcome.
Hi, can you guys hear me? Bet. Okay. First of all, I apologize for my parakeets if they make noise. They're assholes. Try training them. I don't really have like a poetry presence online. I have a personal Instagram. If any of y'all won't ever hang out, I'm really happy to meet other artists. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do 2 pieces if I have the time. So I'm gonna jump right into the first one. It's untitled. What do you write when the words are as far away as city lights, blinking at you, flashing your dreams at you from a distance? What do you do when you have no words? I am not a writer, not a poet, not a person, not anymore. I am the ghost of ugly, bare moments and conversations which would make blood leak from the devil's ears. I am bitterness as vibrant and malicious as the hands of a drunk boy. I am the ache which doth the cold everything it knows, the emptiness of a room on a Friday night, which whispers at you about how socially incapable you are, loser, freak, misfit, solipsist. I am the shadow, following you after dark, colored white by all the potential horrors, leisurely taking form in your head. I am a broken door, a disfigured lock. I don't know what to keep in and I don't know what to throw out. I am the apathy which results from all of this and more. I am an open window, a chilly night, the promise of finality, maybe the promise of flight. Balance on my railing, show me your best ballerina pose. Don't you make a sound. You don't want them to see you. Look around, look up, look down, take a leap. I promise you that you'll be safe, even when you hit the ground. And I promise to break my promise because, like all the others, I live for empty vows. Thank you.
Yes. Who unmute yourself?
I love
Give it up for John
Yes.
Yeah,
Goodness.
very nice.
Oh,
I love the complexity of the words used, man. It was beautiful.
Didn't she have another one?
oh, time. Okay, okay. Listen, Genevieve, thank you for coming through with that. Listen, we look forward to it, to all your work. Again, I think you got the bug, just like we got the bug. Again, you are truly one of us. Make sure you find yourself here every Monday night. Your work is incredible. We look forward to hearing it every time. Thank you for joining us this evening. Truly, truly. All right. Coming up next, I don't see the Sindler Quill in the building. Mr. Lighthouse Writers himself, I don't see him in the building. So hopefully he will find his way to us at some point this evening and we will make space for him. So coming up next is the one and only, listen, this poet always comes through with her work. She has always got the sting on it. She is always fierce. All right, she just put her camera on. She is ready, and I look forward to hearing their work every single time they rip. The one and only Miss Kawana James, aka Miss Attitude, in the building. It is good to see you. I hope you've been
Thank
well.
you.
Please let the folks know where they can find you. The floor is yours. Welcome.
It's always great to be with all of you. It's just the level of talent in this room. I just love it. It motivates me. I'm Miss Attitude. You can find me on Facebook under Kawana James, AKA Miss Attitude. I am a totally adult spoken word artist and storyteller, just to give you a preview. I'm not on theme exactly, but as Miss Attitude don't like to follow rules anyhow, she's gonna do it Miss Attitude style. The poem is called Trick or Treat. He tried to trick me out, so I had to treat him like the dim, sexy whim he was. He deserved to be swerved to the left, bereft of my services and me of his. It hurt in my gut, but he was bad for my mental, like a malignant cancer. That's the answer I tell myself, why I let the dick go when it was so good. Because the dick started acting like a dick, made me mad and sick of his ass. Weighed the odds. Could I get another bite? Of course I could, and just as hard. Decision made. I dropped him off with the other dickheads who think just because they're good in bed, they don't have to be kind or charming, thoughtful or romantic. They really believe the dick is magic. And it is for a moment. But when you get right into it, dick lasts all of a good 30 minutes. They're in it to win it. What you gonna do with the 1,000 plus remaining minutes? They have nothing left to offer. The dick is all they got. They took their shot, landed, and to be candid, you loved it. But no one can live on dick alone. It's low on the vitamins and minerals you need to live a well-rounded life. I gotta change my diet. Can I get a large dick with a side of Mr. Right? You got no more right sides. Sold the last side last night. Then I'll treat myself to a one-piece meal with all the fixings and trick out on myself until a better treat comes along. Peace, Miss Attitude.
Oh, better unmute yourself.
Yes,
Give it up
yes,
for Miss
yes,
Oh,
yes,
that was so
yes,
good.
Yeah.
Love it.
I love the trick or treat vibe with it. What?
Hilarious.
That was
Oh
great.
my goodness.
Peace and blessings.
Listen. She said with a side of Mr. Right. Oh my goodness. Listen, that woman is always coming to tell you the truth. Like I told you, her whip got some sting on it. Thank you for coming through, Miss Attitude. We always appreciate your energy and the truth that you rip. It's always lovely. We truly appreciate you. For real. All right. Coming up next, listen, I mentioned at the top that we have two Lower East Siders in the building. And coming up next is the cat that we like to say has more claim to this thing than we do. Again, the only one that I know in the original New York anthology, the man of many names. All right, we know him as the Jedi Master, but we are going into the skiff verse. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the one and only Paul Skiff. Please let the folks know where they can find you, Paul, and please let us hear that fire. Good to see you.
Hey, thanks. Thanks, Elemental, and everybody who's still here, who always makes this what I call Inferno night. I'm just going to read part of a poem. It's too long to do the whole thing. I'm on Instagram at Skiffgram if you want to look at pictures and read more. Emotion released from physical limit of sobriety, mystery, bruise, lays, reason naked in emergency room of its coincidence, unable to respond, but hears Dr. Disbelief make a case for pulling the plug between this perplexed laughter and gravity's harsh, inescapable solution. Two directions peel so that even in mirror, you do not obtain your own face. The human face goes blank when caught by speed, so gravestone who sits inside car that spins and throws clouds of pulverized glass with explosive screech stretched across intersection is soothsaying to relinquish grip on steering wheel. Balance is a random law of chance the hand will have to snatch from cataclysmic movement in frozen pose that is a long journey to sight the eyes wear final distance, so the woman paralyzed upon the floor of the lobby elevator watching the door slowly slide shut on her own head understands the end is arrival of last light at inadequate reply where a plea for repetition from back of the sun fades closed. Proof, luxury, and rot make fragile status. A voluptuous rat lurches over 2nd Street at 2 a.m. Inaugural occupant enters foundation of new condos. Sensing opportunity brought by hunger exists without human reason to make blatant. What fortune lacks is not apparent. The rodent swims, a kind of river inhabiting brick with current sent by impermanent. So often. Weakness is not seen all at once. To be thrown wide open, still revelatory language of witness knots fluent in my ratios. This is how I had become like lights of towers, viewed through bad air at night, half there, unreal as the past whose remembrance binds my hands, empty hands, share out each day through purpose of senses that liberate apprehension from anonymity encoded in the obvious hostility with which each object recites its privilege. So unthinged, there, knowings travel my vision, related by not being for themselves, in excess of the numb instrument description installs with use, so it is I who your blank sanctity decomposes, I who, enacting a small persistent kindness, weaving the sensual, you erode with disregard. I, no longer human object, I, who deviate from what underlies your spectating existence, stricture and struggle, fear, sadness and waste. I, who appear horrible, bent and misshapen, whose words fly off the body like blood or flame. I, who each time, given back to himself by blunt change or subtle vicissitude, learned the passions over a grave. On the far side of the last word, I, whose power is that of anyone to stand alone against the fear shoved at those alone, in opposition to the romance of your incoherence, because your identity is not worn on the inside. What you reflect is death. I do not fear who I now am, the one who buries you with his own breath, bearing a quizzical look on my face through overripe transformations of birth. I acquiesced. My first terrestrial thought was, they had to be fucking joking. Of all the things the world could have been, but we made it into this.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul
Damn.
Skill.
Damn.
If you're not fucking joking.
Yo,
Yeah.
Skip, I would love to hear the rest of that poem one day, man. That was amazing.
Oh my goodness. Paul Skiff does it again. The Jedi Master does not miss. That's another one of those Inhumans that are, you know, hanging out in our community. They just bring all of the force with them every single time they touch down. Paul Skiff, the OG of our community, thank you for coming through this evening and bringing all the fire that you always have with you. Truly appreciate you. All right, from one fire spitter to the next, we got the one and only Mr. Poetastic coming to the stage. And listen, I warned y'all earlier, right? Sometimes folks get down and they bring that little extra cayenne, right? Kind of like Miss Attitude, right? Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Fireman himself, Poetastic in the building. Let the folks know where they can find you, Ed. And it is your time to rock. Good to see you, man. Let's
Good
get
to
it.
see you,
Floor is
my
yours.
brother, for another water with words of thunder. If you want to folloll me, please look at the chat so you know where it's at. Hello, my witches and fiends, anyone in between. Happy Halloween. Hope everyone ready for some bloody good scene. This is called The Mask Omen. I didn't choose the monster, but the monster chose me. This beautiful knife calls my name. I wear the mark of the bloodthirsty beast. I have no humanity or shame. I was a small boy who was ugly. Kids be without mercy. Nobody helped me wittingly. I cried unworldly. They threw into a river without end. The water was going through my mouth and lungs. I yelled help, but I didn't have any friends. Oh, the deep salt water did suffocate and stung. I found this mask belonging to nowhere. The mask playfully sings. It promises to bear all my words with care, the start of new beginnings. I packed in my backpack. I paid it no mind. Its words were blissful heart attacks. I was amazed by the signs. After school, the neighborhood bullies chased me. I was a deer in the headlights. Please, leave me alone, please. I couldn't skate with all my might. They held me down. They deeply bruised my stomach and face. I looked like a moral clown. My blood and tears smeared with unmerciful grace. They left. I gargled with sadness and pain. My backpack roared with ferocity. It roared words of crimson rain. It lured me with monstrosity and curiosity. It roared, tomorrow you won't suffer no more sorrow. I smile with a crooked smile of glee. It says their punishment will be agonizing and slow. Thank you, my Andrew will save me. The day after, there was nothing new. Bullies chased without end. They were hyenas at the zoo. I heard someone said, put me on, my terrified little friend. I put on the mask. I felt so many screams and whispers. It happened so fast. Their bodies went completely timber. I took off the mask. There was bloody and lifeless dolls. It completed its task. Wait, was I the cause? I buffaloed a storm. They were butchered without remorse. The mask made me transform. The mask drifted off course. The next day, I saw a few guys chase a woman. They had snake eyes. She screamed for help throughout the land. Nobody came. Why, I'm not surprised. I followed them to a vacant alleyway. I put on the mask. I was blood fly and bodies decay. It was a start, but it didn't last. I killed them all, me and my crimson hands. I made these beasts fall. My mask, I truly understand. I tried to comfort the woman, but she slapped me. She had the same hate as the bullies. I was a monster of her misery. I will help to set her free. I put the mask on again. I held her close and tight. I just want the screams to end. It felt wrong, but it felt so right. I ran covered with blood and perfume, my body nursed away in the darkness. I was showered with the light from the moon. I was consumed by a demi-amnestic bliss. You want to know my name? Here's a hint. Happy Halloween. Bloody killing's my merry game. Would you be the next prey for my crime scenes? Happy Halloween.
Yes, please. I'll be your victim, man. I'll be your
Fantastic.
Sound like a true monster.
Poetastic.
Dude,
boy.
come on, Poetastic.
That's a dope mask too.
Come on, Poetastic. I've been around this cat for a while now, and I have never heard that voice right there. Appreciate you for coming through with all that energy, Poetastic, and then the lights and then the mask. Oh, yeah, I was just about to shout you out. Appreciate you. Listen, shout outs for folks who are not on the mic list this evening. I believe it is Velma. It looks like Pretty Dot Poetic. Welcome. Appreciate you for coming through. Whitney Salgado, who just turned her camera on, looking like a dope skeleton. What's good? I did see Mr. Speaker come through this evening. Shout out, Mr. Speaker. Also, Professor Platinum is in the building. Doug Silver, always good to have you in the building. And Mary Lee, of course. Welcome, Mary Lee. Always glad that you're in the building, sharing your energy with us. We truly, truly appreciate you. All right. Unfortunately, the gentleman who is next on the list is not in the room yet. I do know he is across the pond, so hopefully he'll be able to find his way in. And so in the meantime, between time, we'll do this thing where we like to get this higher education in our community, thanks to our resident bard amongst poets, the one and only. It is time for our Tez Talk. Please, Mr. Tezasomo, unmute yourself. Let the people know where they can find you. Before you do, shout out to our host and the one and only La Bruja on the screen, getting down one time for the new yo. Let's go. Let's go.
Sorry.
Let's
We
go.
got a whole haunted house going here. Bruhai's all in effect. Sorry, Mr. Testosomoke. I am excited to hear your poetry. We gotta take care of this raven. Sorry, brother.
Come
Nevermore.
through. Oh my goodness. Please, Mr. Tesasomo, please let the people know where they can find you and please uplift
Sure.
all our IQs with what you do and your incredible artistry. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you. Folks can catch me on Instagram under Gaseous 2019. I'm going to go in on theme with a very short story titled The Deer Bones. Fade in, exterior, Huitzilopochtli forest, Tlaxcala night. The practice of hunting has a very regimented set of obligations and responsibilities. The hunters of Tlaxcala, Huitzilopochtli, and Coatepec proceed with 80 days before the hunt. At that time, they choose an old leader or someone offered to represent Tepeyolot, the heart of the mountain. During these days, they fast only on tlaxcali, iwanatzin, water and tortillas, for which they remain skinny, weak, and haggard. They can barely stand on their feet or even speak. The captains of the hunt are named and indicated by the names Huitztequilmaque and Amitztlatoque, needle taker and village water pluma leader. They fast 5 days before this day, asking for an abundant hunt. They self-sacrifice to get the deer to let them hunt. Also, they pierce their tongues and sacrifice to get fortune in hunting. Days later at the hunt, Amimitzin launches an arrow at a very healthy mule deer. The deer is still able to run, and Amimitzin follows his blood trail to find him before he can't hear him anymore. Amimitzin, where is that deer? I can hear him, but I don't see him. He scrambles through the forest looking for the wounded deer. After a while, he gets back on the path where he runs into a young lady. She's stomping her feet at his side and fisting him. Siwa Masatzin. Why are you killing my brothers? What are you doing? This is very bad. You hunters don't follow the old ways and the rules set down by Tepeyolot, the heart of the mountain. Amimitzin. We always have hunted, and I always follow all the protocols set by the Almitztlatoque. She grabs him by the ear and begins to drag him towards a rock face where she scratches on it and a door opens. Siwa Masatzin. I'm taking you to see my father. Amimitzin struggles to try to get away, but she's very strong, and by now he has realized she's a Nawal, a shapeshifter. Amimitzin, don't take me. I've always followed the rules. Siwa Masatzin drops him in front of the old deer named Tata Masatzin. Siwa Masatzin, Father, this is the hunter that has been killing all our brothers. The old deer stares him down, walks him over to the deer council, where they bring out chests full of deer bones. These are all the bones of the deer Amimitzin has hunted and killed. Tata Masatzin, the council will deliberate your punishment for your transgressions against Tepeyolo, the heart of the mountain. Amimitzin crouches in terror for hours while the council deliberates his fate. Tata Masatzin comes out. The council has stated that it is your responsibility to restore all the deer that you have overhunted. Amimitzin, I have not killed them all. How can you blame me? Tata Masatzin, as you represent all hunters, you will have to marry Siwa Masatzin. Amimitzin, I'm not going to do it. Tata Masatzin, if you want to go back to your world, you will do it. Every day, Siwa Masatzin gave birth to two deers. This happened for 10 days. On the 11th day, Tata Masatzin led him to the rock face. Tata Masatzin, you have completed your obligation and can go home. Amimitzin runs as fast as he can to his home, where when he gets there, he has actually been gone for 10 years. And from then on, he no longer hunts.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Mr. Tesasomo.
Oh, yeah.
Incredibly rich picture paint.
Yeah.
Vivid.
Dope.
Mr. Tesla Somok has so many great stories, so many great characters. You know, I missed the Coyote series. You know, like there's so many things that he does. Just make sure you're giving Mr. Tesla Somok a follow. All right. And if you haven't plugged into his IG lately, check into it. The graphics that he's been dropping lately are just so futuristically classic. They are just so dope, man. Definitely plug into Mr. Tesla Somok, a valued member of our community. Thank you for coming through, always raising the IQ in the room. We truly appreciate you. All right. Coming up next, this cat has come through our community and really blazed his own trail. I appreciate this poet for the fearless nature that he approaches all of his poetry and all that he writes in the spaces that I've been in, where he either writes on the spot or brings things that he does. He's one of a kind, and I truly appreciate his energy. The one and only Gustav Salas, please unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you. You got 3 minutes to rock, sir. Welcome. Let's get it.
Happy Halloween, everyone. My links are in the chat. I have 2 brand new pieces tonight. One is on theme. This first one is a spooky, scary story. I have a spooky, scary story to share. It's called If Republicans Win, Beware! If Republicans win, kiss choice goodbye. Your body belongs to the state till you die. No more marrying the one you love. It will all come down from the government above. You'll be told to worship their twisted Christ. And if you don't conform, you'll be iced. And then you're a ghost. Boo! This next piece is called Kintsugi Suite, Part 1, The Breaking. I remain in this maze, lost without relief in the grasp of grief. I'm blue, it's true, I've not gotten over losing you. When I first awaken, all seems fine, but then I remember your loss and mine. This discordant note sounds like scat jazz with no rhyme. It smells like the room where you died. That moment, my synapses fried, cauterizing the wound, but not healing this grief. I stand before you, I seek relief. Part 2, picking up the pieces. I am Humpty Dumpty put back together again. It took all the king's horses and all the king's men, fragile eggshell sealed with gold. This is the greatest story ever told. I've become something to behold. Wisdom attained cannot be bought or sold. A magician wielding words like wands of power, getting stronger by the hour. Watch my imagination flower. A flash of inspiration strikes the tower to fire this broken pottery that is all my own. Through this grief, I know I have grown. Part 3, The Art of Healing. Maybe I am dead, but you keep me alive. A quote from Rob Gibson on grief and healing from Button Poetry. Maybe I am dead, but you keep me alive. My only wish is for you to thrive. I gave my whole life for you. Don't waste that gift. You know it's true. Time is precious and I'm still with you. So don't cry, my love, or lose your cool. Let me take you to school like I did when you were young. Don't let your song go unsung. My death's a bell that can't be unrung. Feel the power in your heart, the voice from your tongue. Yes, maybe I am dead, but you keep me alive. My only wish for you is to thrive. Thank you, everybody. Happy Halloween.
Unmute yourself, give it up for Gustav.
I love Gustav.
Snaps.
Gustav. Gustav.
I'm so proud of you.
Gustav with all the damn gusto. Listen, man, we appreciate you so very much for always coming through with so much of it, man. For real. And spooky Gustav, like that might be something I need to hear more of, man. So check in the spooky Gustav, man. That was kind of cool. I appreciate you. Gustav Salas, make sure you're checking him out, the Magus 801. Plug into that cat, man. He's got so many things going on. And I do believe he has a feature coming up that I just signed up for today. So plug in straight up. All right, coming up next, listen, this artist, I always look forward to hearing this artist, but it's rarely that I get to hear them. Their words are so just, you'll see for yourself. So many names that we've known this artist by, but incredible is always the connotation that comes along with them. Please unmute yourself. Give it up for the one and only Vale Larkin. Please let everyone know where they can find you online. It is good to see you, Vale. And the floor is yours. Please, welcome back. Let's hear that fight.
Thank you. Hi. I just put my info in the chat. Linktree/Vale Larkin is the best place to find all my links. And real quick, I will, because I get to announce it now, announce that I have a play opening in Chelsea in April. We're at the South Theater. Okay. Post-mortem. It's the tastes and textures that get to you first. Roast pork fat, coating your tongue and lips with slick richness. Bloody beef, barely warmed over and still dripping. All the small bones of birds, crunching and crushing between your teeth as they grind like millstones, and your mouth fills with the redolent rankness of every creature you have ever killed or consumed. The lives you imagined were lifeless are loudest. Ripe tomatoes weeping while their seeds slump into your hand. Bitter greens screaming, and their fibrous flesh tears with a sound like the crack after a lightning strike, that harsh and electric, their spirits splitting. The crisp limbs of carrots and celery bleed into your throat, while their fronds gasp and collapse. There are a few silent, slim-legged stowaways, of course, wriggling their last in the hollows of your cheeks, then sucked down without thought or awareness. Watch your footsteps as they crush the soil. Entire cultures of bacteria, ants in their sisterhoods, bees lost to folly and suicide missions. Watch your hands take and take, fistful by fistful, and never enough, pulling from the air and soil, pouring it out again carelessly, and breathing in the last dying breaths of a world ocean. We were built to destroy. We have always taken life, we living. We love to say predator, like there is a difference, but behemoth to virus we fall to each other. We are become death, terminus est. If hell is, then mine will be all of them, watching and silent as I drown in my own appetites.
Unmute yourself, give it up for Vale Larkin.
Drown in my own appetites.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Get it.
Apps.
And now you see why it's hard to find things sometimes to talk about this incredible artist, because they have a great way of just stealing your breath. Thank you, Vale, for coming through. Congratulations on your play. I look forward to seeing it when it comes into full production. Thank you for being a part of this evening and sharing your energy. Truly, truly appreciate it. Coming up next is someone else we haven't seen for a while, but has found their way back to our community. This brother is always coming with something. Man, it's so Abraham, right? And I look forward to the stuff that he's bringing now that he's come back to our community. Welcome back. Unmute yourself. The one and only Abraham Kamani. Let the people know where they can find you. You have 3 minutes to rock, sir. Welcome back. You got it.
Good to be here. My brother from the other side of California. You guys can find me on Instagram at The Righteous Poet. That's spelled WRITEOUS. And I got a few short ones, so I think I'll probably have it done in under 3 minutes. 3 of them are haikus. So this one is, I have learned in life, kissing too many asses will make your lips sore. All right, this one is God's image. Do not strive to be anybody but yourself, made in God's image. And this one is unspoken deeds. I will be a man, not of my word, but of God's, through unspoken deeds. And I got 2 short ones. This one is called Reminisce. It's an acrostic piece. Read the past. Every chance I spend a good moment with myself. In a distant space, nostalgia makes me conjure idyllic flashbacks, setting the time for celebrating life's joyful experiences. And this last one is called 24 Hours. There is no such thing as inequity of time. Everyone is given the same 24 hours distributed every day. God will not give more based on wealth or poverty. He is impartial when it comes to paying time to the rich and poor alike. How do you manage to spend each day of the week? Being productive or idle will determine if you are have or have not. Thank you guys for your time.
Tell them. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Abraham. Come on in.
Abraham. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Right on.
Awesome.
Man, it is so good to hear your poetry, brother. I hope all is well for you, man. Listen, that brother's always got something, man. Truly plug into his Instagram. That cat's always on point. Again, appreciate you for coming through and sharing your energy with us this evening. All right, so before we get to the next poet, I am going to allow our super producer in the house, Mr. RMT, to unmute himself. Please, Ron, let the folks know where they can find you, what you have going on, and, take it from here. First of all, everyone, please, like we did for Jane, put your hands up in the screen one time for Mr. RMT. Show him all the love until we can unmute ourselves and show him the love. Please take it away, Ron. You got it.
Thank you so much, Elemental. Such a pleasure to be here. Happy Halloween, everyone, from myself and from my owl in the background here. It's really, it's just great working at the New Rican Poets Cafe and Elemental Night. This is, I think, his 3rd or 4th time guest hosting today. Like, we're already a team. Like, we don't even need to prepare anymore in the beginning. We already know business. We already know how to do it. So I really appreciate you, that it's such a great, great work. So you can find me personally, in addition to be at the New Rican Poets Cafe, at Ron Mark Thompson on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I also have an organization, Bronx Art and Fun Up, at BXAFH. I don't host a program myself this week, but I would love to recommend Saturday an in-person open mic called The Art of Seduction Poetry. And the reason I'm mentioning this, it's taking place in the Bronx, it's because Ray Jane, our host here on the Thursday online open mic, she is the one who is hosting this open mic in the Bronx. And we have a few features that are, our mainstay community members, including Paul Concasso, my karaoke co-producer, with The Withdrawn, and Sam Park, who I haven't seen or heard from for a while. So it's great, to see Sam as well. So check it out if you can, if you happen to be in the Bronx, or check out all the great events at the New Rican Poets Cafe, as always. All right, but let us now go to our next performer, which is Tanish. Let me find you. Let me unmute you. And Tanish is not just a wonderful poet and writer, but also a great visual artist. And it's good to see you here with us back on Mondays. Tanish, you know the deal. Go ahead and let everyone know where they can find you, and then the floor is all yours for your poetry.
Sure thing. Thanks, Ron. You can find me at tanishkantos.com. Tanish Kantos on IG and YouTube, and I have 2 short ones. Nature's organs rise and fall. This one's old, a couple years old. Steady stream tickles by, leaves whisper, kiss. These sounds resound like white noise of cymbals or waves crashing inside a seashell when your thumb and finger tussled the hair behind my ears. That one time I was here again, or there, because sometimes time vanishes. And I imagine the leaves fall, like those I've loved, like the loves of theirs have fallen. And I imagine we are flakes of dead skin. We live, grow, dangle, descend in a sway with the breeze. We flutter in the light of the moon and the sun. And we sink into the earth to seed again, trusting only that each next time we can be merry. And then this is a newer one. It's Nana G is your, I hope I haven't read this. I don't think I've read this recently on New Year, but it's Nana G is your maternal grandfather. My marrow, my Nana and Nani G feed me sweet words and whispers, shared memories from my Nana's favorite color on us, my red orphan Annie dress matching his red turban. By the tan corded telephone hanging on the wood paneled wall, he teaches me how to draw peacocks, and I practice and show him his silver mustache pushing up when he smiles. His last visit, after my mother's, his daughter's death, her absence screams through the house from the legs of silverfish and millipedes taking over the fireplace at dark. I make orange juice popsicles in the afternoon, toothpicked in ice trays. I don't give him one until he asks. I have no one, no support. I disappear into books until 4 a.m. A lonely time. I have no one and push him away. And now he gives me gifts, presents, reminding me that men can give. He gives me presents, attention. He gives me guidance, and it turns my fear into anticipation and fantasy and fancy. Thank you.
All right, everyone, please unmute yourself and give a big round of applause for Tanish.
Yeah. Honey Lug. Yeah.
Honey Lug in the building.
I love
Good to
orange
hear
juice
you.
ice pops too, man. You got me with that one.
Amazing, amazing. All right. Yeah, that was wonderful, Tanish. Before we go to the next performer, Liam, I want to mention 2 quick things. I'm going to quickly unmute Tanish again because Tanish, like Ed and a few others, you actually put some production value on, and you have a very beautiful head or beak. Since you're an artist, I assume you created that on your own. Can you just quickly tell us, about that?
I did, yeah. It's a reprise of last year's costume. So it's a hummingbird that I made years ago out of cardboard, and I'm a hummingbird feeder, or maybe just a flower. I don't know.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Love it. Love it. Thank you, for bringing it. And there's nothing wrong with, recycling, customs and repurposing them. Hey, that's what we do, as artists. So what a great production value. Thank you, Tanish. And obviously what you read was beautiful and powerful as well. We really appreciate you. And I also want to welcome Finn. We have noticed you. We were going to put you back on the list, Lantern. And it's funny because I think Finn mentioned it at the time difference, because in Europe, the daylight saving time ended yesterday. In the United States and Canada, a few years ago, we moved it back by a week. So we are changing our clocks back or forward at this coming weekend. So we're off like by another hour, but I'm glad you all found us. Liam, I don't know if that was the same reason for you. I don't remember where you joining us from, but I'm glad you are back with us just in time. And happy Halloween to you. Let everyone know where we can follow you, and then go ahead. The floor is all yours.
Hello, hello. It's been a long time since I've come back, but I needed to hear some amazing poetry once again. I'll drop my Instagram. I have a couple of parties need to get to tonight, but I needed to share a poem. Here's my little Halloween poem that I have for today. Okay. Scene. Norma Jean Mortensen and Marilyn Monroe sit opposite each other in a quaint cafe, sipping expensive coffee and sharing creme brulee. Baseball players and presidents? Don't forget playwrights, love. They write the best love letters. And all your friends are famous? I know a lot of famous people. Sinatra, Judy, John Kennedy, work with them all. And designers, photographers, everyone wants you. Yes, you could say everyone wants me. You must be so happy, Marilyn. You're so successful. I don't sleep at night, Norma. I don't feel so right, Norma. I've cheated on my husband, but he doesn't seem to care. I wish he loved me like I love him, but I think I get in his way. Everyone calls me an hourglass, but no one has time for me. I want to have a child, but I can't, Norma. I've tried, Norma. They all die inside me. I don't think I'm meant to be that type of woman. Marilyn, what do you mean? I don't have much to dream about. They've all come true, you see. I've got any man I want, but can't find anyone who wants me. Maybe I'm too demanding. Maybe there's no man who could put up with all of me. Olivier said all I need to do is be sexy. And what do I do when that stops? But you're Marilyn Monroe. Your name alone sells out shows. And there's things about me that people don't know. I read, but people don't ask me what I think. Men buy me dresses and drinks, pink minks, jeweled links, the bathroom sink. My house stinks with expensive things, but I can hear every echo on my street. I pay my cleaning lady extra so someone is at home with me. Do you know the last time someone walked with me? Ella and I. We were good company. But my prescriptions make my schedule hard to keep sometimes, and it's hell to film your scenes when your husband's always changing your lines. I thought John Kennedy and I would be married. I was practically naked when I sang him happy birthday. I thought maybe he'd care enough to write a card for mine. Sorry, love, I don't mean to be wasting your time. No, Marilyn, you have to remember you are so loved. Is that what we tell ourselves? Is that what we have to tell ourselves now? It's so unbelievable. We have to say it out loud. I've got more prescriptions and pictures of friends on my shelf. I'm so lonely, I have to say it out loud to myself. Marilyn opens her eyes, sits alone in her bedroom, hearing every echo of the house. Oh, Norma, you would hate it here. Everyone is so happy. Everyone has everything. Everyone lives knowing life can't get any better. So we live knowing it can only get worse. Thank you.
Unmute yourself, give it up for
Whoa,
Liam.
yeah, Liam, that last line, damn.
Oh my goodness. Welcome back, Liam. It is good to see you. We appreciate your energy, man, truly. Also, shout out to Tanish and her incredible recycled costume. Like, I don't know what was more of the poem there. If it was the poetry, the costume, or her explanation about her being the feeder. Like, I just don't know which part of that was poetry yet, but we shall see. Truly appreciate you. Again, shout out to the song hero of our community, Mr. RMT. You down with RMT? Yeah, you know me. That dude is an incredible teammate, man, for real. That's why I said super support, man, for real. All right. Moving forward, so earlier, you know, I said we had checked into the skip verse. Now we are changing gears to check into the sanctum with our very own resident Dr. Strange, the one and only Messiah Payne. Listen, this dude is you know, about to raise the IQ in the room too, you know, about to cast some spells with some incredible words. Welcome, Messiah. Always good to see you and you know, get a piece of your energy for the community. Please let the people know where they can find you, and let's hear that fire, man. Let's get it.
Thanks, Elemental. So I'm gonna read 2 poems tonight. They're both old. I've read them before, but never together. And they are in 2 parts. So the first is called Divine Eye. Infallible demise is immortality. The eye falls upon lucid awareness, passages of rarefied mind that time cannot conquer, as consciousness resists cessation, recalling the reverie of life, as you are formed renewed, substantiated loka, cognition of worlds. How is karma born and instantiated through lives, passing through a deathless continuum where self is what binds rather than frees? Karma is interdependent, emergent. From aeon to aeon, the relational fabric woven by secret hands that elaborate subjective perception as relatively insubstantial to the realms of rebirth, kama, rupa, arupa, a footprint of choice where these cycles are measured in the infinitesimal cusping of being. Silence. As I am empty, I will find my world awake, self, a movement through me, falling away. Your path is clear to me now. You who are here now, all consequence, a hair's breadth from eternity, embracing the capacity of selflessness. In lives hence, in lives no more, love will be the fulfilled anatomy of your transmuted being, and total liberation, the inexplicable arrest, an allayed cause into formlessness, your ultimate call from within. And this is Divine Eye, Part 2. Your lives past have righteously asserted your future, a blessing of your mind's gentility, the force of cogitation shaping the contours of reality. You arise now from the consecrated tumult of my ungifted indecision that impels the soul on the ossified arrow of choice. Must I choose? Your affected touch of love from within your greater fate? You have become free, but like a newborn unable to see. Can I enter your body of shivering liberation, like the cold physicality of death's wavering reach? As death will come to you, blinded by the insight of its own uncertain origin, revealed by the sound in your resolute voice, a soul fully enriched, emanating the sound of liberation. Should I help you to see that this freedom is your responsibility, a reckoning of your infinite root? You have earned this future life of tranquility, for I have seen in your love the eyes of beauty in ascending prostration to a great destiny of ultimate attainment. You reach your final positive virtue, emergent of heavenly space your spirit invokes, but I remain behind, tarrying the wound you let with your wounds of paradise and the marks of blood I leave behind on the trail to the sunless face of my karmic constitution. My path continues there, but will you turn to me and grasp at my emptiness and transform my choice into a favor worn by the value of dissolved karma? For I am not worthy of your destiny. I am worthy instead of my own dissonance. I have seen the struggles of my past lives, the lonely journey to my future selves. And if you would be graced with affection, then the slightest choice of meeting you, blood to sanctuary, will give benediction to my failings, my erstwhile path to enlightenment, to solace at your now pathless feet. Thank you.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Messiah.
Yeah. Messiah. Got
Great.
that fire.
Thank you.
That dude, listen, Messiah, again, you know, aptly named Dr. Strange by our normal ringleader. Listen, this guy really continues to conjure spells with his words in the best of ways. Again, we had to transport into the sanctum to make room for Doctor Strange and all he does. All right, let's go to a couple things. For the folks who might have come in a little late, let's get some things out of the way. Again, we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Again, you can find us in the Zoom if you would like to join us. It is on the screen. Also, make sure you are following the regular host, the advocate of words with the Z, you know, poetic license and all that. That dude is incredible, for real. Check out his YouTube. You'll find some amazing things. And he also hosts, as I mentioned earlier, the Let's Write a Book poem series. They are getting into some editing soon. They have been writing some incredible things, using some interesting tools and things. One of the poets came last week with an interlocking Rubaiyat poem, all right, which they are working on in the Let's Write a Book of Poems anthology series, or anthology workshop. My apologies. So the anthology was the next thing I was going to talk about. Let's not forget that it's also coming. All right. All of the submissions that we sent for the Monday night and Thursday night online open mics are going to be a part of an anthology. They are working on it. It is going to be incredible. I don't doubt it at all. If Monday nights is not enough, right, and you still got some things that you need to work out and you need some poetic therapy, you need to plug into Thunder Lung Thursdays. It is the Thursday night online open mic presented by the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, hosted by the one and only Thunder Lung herself, the Queen Ray Jane. Listen, get your life. Plug into Thursday nights, all right? Mainly, you know, we always say that Monday night is the circus, Thursday is therapy. All right, you're gonna get some music, you may get some comedy, you're gonna get different things going on Monday. All right, Thursday. Monday is usually mainly for poetry, but Thursday, bring it all. All right, and Ray Jane is a great host. Check in with her. It's rayjane.com. Also coming up, again, if you want to plug in for Thursdays, it's on, you know, the 24 hours before. Okay, just like us, right? If you want to sign up for next week, make sure you plug into newyourekan.org. Plug into the full events calendar, plug on the Monday night that you want to get into, make sure you get an artist RSVP ticket. The same issue goes, the same standard is it for Thursday nights. If you want to sign up, make sure you go 24 hours before, follow the same process. You need an artist RSVP ticket to get on the guaranteed round. However, on Thursday, there is a good luck round, and the good luck round is lit. So make sure you plug in to Thursday, I'm telling you. Also coming up next Saturday is Hybrid. If you've never plugged into Hybrid, you are missing out. Listen, Hybrid is an entire experience. Folks come into the cafe and rip, and then they plug in with some of us on Zoom. Listen, it is an experience that is once in a lifetime. Really, every time is so very different. The doors open at 6:30, right? For Zoom, you can get the tickets. Of course, we'll be talking about that as it gets a little bit closer. And of course, there is the karaoke after party hosted by our very own Honey Trap, aka one half of the Storm Gods, aka Mr. Paul Cone Queso. I believe this theme this time is the 80s. I'm not sure, but let's not forget, we need to get 80 people in there to make sure that Advocate gets on stage. For real. All right, so let's get back to the poetry, folks. So coming up next, this guy, listen, there are folks in our community, man, that just take things to another level, right? And I'm thankful to get to introduce this cat because he's so incredible every time he does what he does. And I'm usually the one that's in the chat screaming #genius. The one and only Poetalk is in the building. The reason that they know that the New Eurekan slaps so hard in Japan is because of this incredible poet. Please, Poetalk, let the folks know where they can find you. Always good to hear your poetry, hearing your poetry. The floor is yours, sir. Let's get it.
Happy Halloween, Elemental and New Yorker poets from Japan. Now it's time for 10 a.m. in Japan. Wow. Now tonight, I want to show you a German poetry. Original poet Georg Luss. He wrote so awesome poetry undercut. I was so inspired by this poem and make this video, festival video. It will be screened at November 6th in Berlin Zebra Poetry Film Festival. He gave me okay to share this video on YouTube. So tonight I want to show you all this video. Something spooky will appear in this video, so don't miss it. Before the monkish priest, before the monkish priest, wolltest du einen Mungo, aufgeschwemmen fürchterlich, Mundhaar, loser Angesicht, sein Soldat, ich schneide das nie wieder, undercut, dass das kein Mungo sei, wird sich selbst die Eltern, das Nah ist niemals unser, das Nah ist niemals unser, du hast dich gewogen gefüllt, wie von einer Schelle umarmt, ungefähr, spricht das Wissen auf Volle, und wenn der Luft kommt, der Rüttel gemischt, undercut, undercut, Heute von der Nordsee, von Expeditionen, wie wurde von Schiff Spieß, das Special Leiter über zusammen hält dich an Ufer Nummer 3. Die eine Bundesstruktur, eine Gattung in Explosionologie, was ich nicht aussprechen weiß, nicht trotzdem in den Mund. Undercut, undercut, Gänsehaut, beide vom Haar, bevor du vom Fest sprichst, kostet es eine Mungo, aufgeschwemmt, fürchterlich, Mundhaar, traglos Angesicht, sein Soldat, ich schneide das ihm wieder, das was kein Mungo sagt, wer sich hinsichtlich Eltern, das Nah ist niemals unser, du hast dich gewogen gefüllt, wie von einer Schelle umarmt, ungefähr. Spricht das Wissen auf Volle, und der Logno, der Rüber gemischt, beide von der Nordsee, nur Expeditionen, bevor du vom Schiff sprichst, das welche Leber über zusammenhält, dich, am Ufer Nummer 3, mit einer Bundesstruktur, einer Gattung und Explosionologie, was ich nicht aussprechen weiß, nehme ich das in den Mund. Ex-Homologie, was ich nicht auszusprechen weiß. Nämlich trotzdem in dem Mund, ja, nämlich trotzdem in dem Mund. Anerkannt. Thank you so much.
Goodness, unmute yourself.
Awesome.
Oh,
That was dope, man. That was sick. I love the video with it.
So cool.
Groundbreaking.
Yeah, so good.
wow. Look, listen, I'm telling you, every time we get a chance to experience Poet Talk, it is mind blowing every single time. And listen, as a person who produces his own videos, the production value of his work is off the charts every single time. So I appreciate you, Poet Talk, for putting in that work. Really, it comes through in every single poem that you produce and video that comes along with it. Thank you very much for always bringing your energy to our community. Appreciate you truly. All right. Real quick, I want to shout out a couple more folks before we move on to the next poet, because I'm looking forward to hearing this cat, as I always do. Real quick, I did want to again shout out to a couple folks. I know Thunderlung herself was in the building for a while, but jumped. I saw Denisha was also in the building. She usually comes to hang out with us. We truly appreciate you. I saw Scribbles come in the building. Appreciate you for hanging out with us. There was a Melinda, I believe, that was in the building. Also, yeah, Melinda Lucas, I appreciate you for hanging out with us. Not sure if you've ever rocked with us, but I appreciate you for hanging out. Deadpool just jumped in. Terry Rose Jertson in the building, 1/3 of the Jersey Trinity. Appreciate you for being here. I think that's everybody. I don't think I missed anyone else who's not on the list. Not sure if the First Lady is in the building, but I'm sure she's plugged in. So shout out to the First Lady as always. All right. So coming up next, we will go to the one and only. I believe he and the mainstay ringleader have a date for skydiving one of these good days once they work it out. The one and only, the one that we call the Goldberg, Alexander Goldberg. Please unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you. It is so good to see you. Looking forward to hearing your work. The floor is yours. Take it away.
Yeah, likewise. Good to see you. Good to hear you. And I'm not 100% sure, but I hope you can find me next weekend in New York City. And I really wanted to attend the Let's Write the Book of Poems workshop with Advocate of Words, but I'm not sure how to get the one-time ticket. So if anybody could give me a feedback, I would really appreciate it. So now I will share with you my newest poem on the theme of depression and death and horrifying things. I think I don't have a name for it yet. I think I'm calling it the Dying Poet. I'm dying now, worn out by famers. None of the poetry I wrote was ever published or performed. I'm still a spiritual romantic. Accounting job is boring, thankless, when I just wanted to be famous. When everything is stacked against me, the poetry still fascinates me. Once I was charged with the corruption. It added to my self-destruction. Therefore, I spent 1 year in prison. I wasn't guilty. There's no reason. I feel like somebody's dictating. I rush to put it on a paper. I see the poems in the nighttime. When I wake up, I get to writing. And if my work doesn't translate to a complete and perfect shape, I'm just continuing to write until I'm fully satisfied. I have an uninteresting life. The only meaning is to write. But I attend the noisy parties. I'm chunky, short, and I'm short-sighted. Some say I have the star-like eyes. I'm really soft and really shy. That doesn't help at all with fame. That's why nobody knows my name. And when I'm buried 6 feet deep with all my treasures, hopes, and dreams, someone will find the works I've written, but I will not be there to listen. Thank you.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Goldberg.
Yo, that was absolutely beautiful, man. Wow. Wow.
Man, Goldberg. Listen, I truly appreciate you. Like I said, I always look forward to hearing the Goldberg's work because he always brings a certain level of energy and passion to his work. And those are two things that just coincide with my work so very much. Thank you, Goldberg, for being here. Truly, truly appreciate you. I did want to address the question that you asked, though. If you would like to buy a one-time ticket for the Let's Write a Book of Poems workshop series with Advocate of Words, you can go to the neweurekan.org website and you will find the links to go into it to be able to purchase a ticket for one class or several classes. It's really up to you. Check into the website and you will definitely be able to plug in. Again, it's in Zoom and it's actually in the cafe. So there's multiple ways to plug in if you're in the city or around the city, or if you're in the Zoomverse. Definitely plug into the website. Thank you, Goldberg, truly for bringing your energy. A mainstay of our community, really. Goldberg is always bringing so much love and energy. Thank you, Goldberg. Truly appreciate you. All right, coming up next is a newer mainstay of our community. They have come through and brought all the fire and even brought their partner with them. And this evening, I believe that they have cooked up something so Halloween, so spooky. It's incredible. I'm looking forward to it. So I will unmute one half of this duet this evening that we're setting up. Please give it up for the one and only Lady Siren in the building. And I will ask the other part of her duet to unmute. Listen, I have been waiting for this. So give me a second. I've been waiting for this to happen ever since I heard both of y'all get down and come through. Thank both of you for coming through and rocking with me this evening in the cafe. I'm looking forward to this. So please let the folks know where they can find you, and you folks let them have it.
Yes, thank you, ELEMEN2AL. I appreciate that. Peace and blessings to you and to everybody under the sound of my voice. I'm definitely enjoying yet another dope night here at the virtual world of Nickery. And you said you've been waiting for this, but I don't know if you've been waiting for this. Yeah, I don't know, spooky. Because sometimes we get a little nasty. Our unofficial, nicknames, Mr. and Mrs. Nasty. So the Nasties came with a little something. I hope that's okay. Is that okay with y'all? Is that okay? Okay. All right, Bars. Yeah, do your thing.
Unlike water, there won't be any question if you're wet after I'm through with you. Let me tell you what I want to do with you. Every filthy fantasy you've ever formulated, the first time I ever saw you naked, I knew it was on and popping. Soon as I pull out this dick, you better climb on and drop it. Slide that pussy down from the tip, past the shaft and all the way to the base. I bet your lower lip's gonna love the taste. I'm ready to give you rounds of getting pounds. Go ahead and have your way, because my full government name will be something you're gonna have to say.
You're gonna have to pay for all this excitement you done built. Just know when I see you, I intend to get my fill. I'm gonna swipe your tongue like a credit card and charge you for my time. For the next 48 to 72 hours, them lips, that tongue, that body, your dick is mine. You can fall up in this pussy for hours if you want to, but if you make it out alive, Don't go looking at me crazy, because just know I warned you.
You want to talk about warnings? Well, let me warn you. You not my boo, but this the type of dick that'll haunt you. After you have it once, it'll pop up in your mind randomly during the day, during your dreams, hell, even during sex with niggas less than me. Respectfully, I'm prepared to fuck you disrespectfully. This will be more than whatever you're expecting, V.
I expect for that letter in my name to keep dripping down them lips incessantly. But speaking of disrespectfully, just know this cat real heavy on the savagery. And last but not least, you want to talk about hauntings? I see. Well, I'm far from a scary movie, but when I get the bouncing on that dick, a little voice begins to whisper in my ear. Kill. What you say? Kill.
I ain't afraid of no Friday the 13th. I don't believe in bad luck. I guarantee if you fuck with me, you won't receive a bad fuck. Stumbling your words, this dick will make you speak wrong. This is Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm the wrong nigga to sleep on.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, that's cute. But what you gonna do when I count to 2 and this pussy come for you? Because by the time I get to 4, I'm already kicking down the door, whatever defenses you thought you had. I promise the tricks I throw at 6 gonna overshadow any pussy that you ever had. And once I have you in the shadows, it's already to 8. It'll be RIP, resting in pussy well before I ever get to 8.
Let's get something straight before you start to talk to 10. My stroke game can make you never walk again. About to hook you up with a parking spot in the front of every store. Don't get mad at me afterwards when your cunt is very sore.
So what you're saying is you got that paraplegic dick? Because when you go to slide up in the next chick, he'll be severely disappointed that it ain't me. He'll get sad and falter due to that vitamin B deficiency. So careful of them double entendres of what you speaking, because after fucking with me, Nicholas, there may never be another, because he may never work again.
Damn, you know how much I love when you call me Nicholas. Ready to make your pussy drool again, but wait. So even if we just fuck one round, you gonna fuck around and put me in the unemployment line? I guess I better enjoy the time that we have together. Let's do math together. Let's take 1 V, subtract 1 pair of panties with the addition of 1 Nick carrying 1 dick to the second power equals sex for hours. Multiply that by 3 for a weekend of dividing legs. I ain't trying to flex, but I've had a long day. So I'm ready to relax my tongue against your clit anytime you got stress, and then have you super soaker squirting in the sauna. Now that's really a hot mess.
Don't try to change the subject, but I'm glad to see you're good at math. Just know that that's one more thing that I'm charging to your tab.
Keep billing me and you're gonna be feeling me as I'm smacking on that ass. Spread them cheeks wide and I'll be snacking on it fast. I'm nasty, Nick, but you already knew that. I would tell you to tell me some freaky shit, but you already do that. And while we on the subject of your kitty, like I said earlier, I can't wait to have her drooling. I know you a teacher, so I can't wait to have some schooling. Let me peep you to how this poem work. Your pussy is your research paper. So get ready to tell people how your dog ate your homework.
I caught that quip about my kitty too. But remember, Nick, it's Miss Kitty to you. And any paper that I'm writing will be titled Murder, She Wrote. Because I grip, I squeeze, I cream, I squirt. But let me put down my little nasty pen. I'm gonna do you like Scorpion. This the fantasy of your reality. So get over here. You're next to catch this fatality. Peace.
Here, give it up for Lady Siren.
That was hot. Hey.
Oh
yeah, that was hot. Just from them words, there's babies being made all over the world. Even the people that ain't here, man, just y'all speaking that, man, putting that out into the consciousness, man. There's babies being made right now from that.
Thank you all very much.
Listen, Murder, She Wrote, and the fire that burned the evidence. Give it up for Lady Siren and bars. Oh my goodness. Listen, that's why I said I've been waiting for that, right? Because if I know anything about poets that work together, that's just a conversation. That's not necessarily a poem. That's just a conversation, right? When you get poets that come together and do what they do, amazing things happen. Shout out to Lady Siren and Bars. Thank you for coming through. Two of the newest members of our community, becoming mainstays. They are one of us indeed. Truly, truly appreciate you for coming through and sharing that fire with us. Woo! Listen, and so the only way to back up such an incredible fire duet is with another incredible fire duet, one like the world has never seen before. Listen, I'm asking these cats to unmute, and I don't even know if I'm ready for what's about to happen, people. For real, I got goosebumps just, whoo. Listen, for one half of this, listen, this brother, both of these cats are across the pond, and this is what makes it even more crazy about it. Both of these gentlemen are incredible poets. They are mainstays in our community, and they continue to energize and influence us with their incredible work. Please, you see them on the screen, the incredible Lantern Carrier, the incredible Umesh Mohigar. Please, gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you. So I'll start first. Another kind of Halloween. Twilight embraces the firecracker flares, yet my own phantoms and shadows remain. The gray fog of anguish binds me, enhanced by the presence of stark apparitions. My smile hides blades of torment. I drift aimlessly as in a daze. Bright skies bring only darkness. Hope has become scattered like gray ashen clouds. This house was once a meadow of love. Now the malignant spirits weep with my despondency, and the shadows cry. I choke helplessly on the very air I need. I have gone deaf to the melody of nightingales. The scarlet mist of burning blood stagnates my flow of vibrancy. My faith canals are covered in red. Today is another day of loneliness, and I die 1,000 deaths. A canary suddenly trapped in a cage will not sing. It needs the sacrifice of the merciful to unlock its fetters. So too, even as a vampire of desire sucked my blood, I need the spells of good witches to free me from my darkness. It is a scary time to be alone, amidst ghouls and talking pumpkins in the night. A troubled soul caught in the chimera of my emptiness, I yearn for the luster of heavenly lights, long since forgotten. It's Halloween. I wear my custom-made shadowy emotions like robes, waltzing in the blackness. The light of the eternal passes me by. The ghost of past elegies and haunted houses rob me of my solace, and I yearn for the coming of my sunrise. Penny for the guys, sir. I peep at the dubious figurine of painted sorrows lurking in my impediments, praying for the glimmer of dawn. The stars now kissing my surrender, I walk into the tower of the symphonies, drunk with delight. A voice whispers, "Hello, love," and I dance in the sacrament of the present moment. I soar upwards as my heart ascends, and the snow-white moon sparkles, its golden rays encircling me, more real than fireflies and glowworms in a garden of resplendence. No mewing cats, no wizards tonight. My inner sun glows at the portals of heaven's gate. Glistening beams blanket my soul as I swoon at the gates of paradise.
The night was calm and cool. Sitting alone with his friend with a glass in his hand. Whiskey on the rocks. Suddenly a thug, clang, bang, pop, crash. The glass windows came crashing down. The window fell inside the house, but the pieces of the glass were flying through the window in slow motion. Piece by piece, the glass was transported outside the house like a slow motion replay. In real life, slow motion replays are blood curdling. The slow motion quickly tells you the importance of sound, noise. Sound is music, melody, harmony, noise, clatter, commotion, pandemonium. Absence of sound is death. That day, at that instance of time, everything was flowing in soundless harmony. His friend was flowing out of the window bit by bit. He tried to call him, but he never knew his name or his address. He was important to him just like a Barbie doll to a little girl. Looks good, speaks nothing. He opened the door, saw no one, only pieces of glass scattered everywhere. He felt something piercing his chest. Looking down, he saw a finger of a hand pressing his chest, bodiless hand, with a finger pushing his chest. He ran for his life. He went upstairs, came downstairs, hid behind a curtain, tried to run out of the house, but the house was alive. At the moment of escape, it used to close the door, locked inside the house with the hand, without the body. House trying to find harmony in a broken marriage. He was not helpless, hopeless, but a charming, good-looking. His charms worked on the outside world. In this house, he was just an unused piano in the corner of the living room. Lot of promise, but earns nothing. House was empty. His friend was fake. Everyone left him to live in a house that was alive. The house sang and danced with him. People make a house a home. When the walls of the house are alive, the home gets horrified. Suddenly, someone was holding him upside down. They were swinging him. He was vomiting like a dog. Was he on a different planet or walking upside down? The house was laughing like villains in a historical play. He opened his eyes. He was surrounded by friends. One of his friends trying to run away with his underwear. This was not the first time he forgot to wear the underwear. Shame has killed so many talented, innocent people. The shameless have nothing to lose. Today, shame was sitting in the corner of the house, humiliated to perfection, searching for an underwear, searching for an underwear. Thank you.
It has been the voices of Unmesh, the illustrious poet, and the lantern carrier. Thank you.
Yo, y'all rock that.
Great,
Good job by both of you.
Give it up for
Yo.
Lantern Carrier and Unmesh.
So much
Yeah.
talent.
Oh my God. We're truly blessed.
Yeah.
Listen. These are two mainstays of our community. These two sages of our community continue to bring their energy and their wisdom to our lives and our poetic journeys. And I really can't thank you enough for staying up as late as you do. In Lantern's case, late. In Umesh's case, early. You know, the time zone is crazy. And then our next poet is another time zone jumper. Listen, tonight is incredible. I truly appreciate all of you. Listen, I was not prepared for that duet, but I truly appreciate both of you for collaborating in the spirit of poetry and in the essence of creativity. And again, the fearlessness that you approach what you do and then still have the wherewithal to bring the passion with it to deliver it to us. Thank you very much. We truly, truly appreciate that. So coming up next, I believe this is his first time rocking out with us from Scotland. I am familiar with this poet. I was involved with an interview that he did. This is an incredible gentleman. His poetry really reaches in different levels and touches different senses of yours. And truly, correct me if I'm wrong, sir. This is your first time with us?
It is indeed, yeah. I managed to stay up past the midnight hour, so here I am.
Fantastic. Oh my gosh. Listen, all the way from Scotland, we have the one and only Finn Hall. Listen, if you don't know about this cat, please plug in with him. Finn, welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Welcome, sir. Let the people know where they can find you, and please, the floor is yours. Let it rock. Welcome.
Hey. Glad to be here from far northeast of Scotland. Yeah. I actually host a Zoom show every first Sunday of every month, but some of you have been there, blotters have been there. Anyway, I'm going to do two for you tonight, and one is an old one, and it's really quite short, and it's called The Red Moon. The moon was red last night with the blood of our ancestors. So much blood spilled that the tears of the stars couldn't wash it away. The moon was red last night with the blood of the downtrodden, trampled to death by colonial killers. So much blood that the dust of the comets couldn't cover their coffins. The moon was red last night with blood of the centuries, and it will be red again another night. This one I wrote just on Saturday night. Some of you know I'm a cab driver here in Aberdeen, and I've been doing it for such a long time, man. Long time. And this one's called Possibly My Last Halloween. Saturday night, drunks think in italics, with sodden shoes and laden eyebrows, they notice not. An evening end, slipping costumes where kings and elves combine in queues, ready to go home. But cast back some hours hence, as ghosts and spirits without, before spirits took over within, set off on their separate journeys to celebrate All Hallows Eve, believing the future holds much promise and delight. And with chattering mummies and naked tummies and shorts so short and tight, it seems that Venus may escape with the guy in the ranger's top who hopes the copper feel, not realizing that it might bite. Where Deliveroo bikes go up one-way streets the wrong way because they can, as policemen ignore the cars in the bus lanes, distracted by the bearded lady and identical angels, as early reveller staggers towards the pizza, and broken hearts and headwear, where Oxford commas make an appearance with leather-clad nuns, nurses, Harry Potter zombies, and exiting theatre goers. With the blue lights flash, not quite as much as Mad Friday, but not far off, remembering the time you did your car up with spiders and spooks and no one looked, or at least spoke, and disappointed and never to be repeated. And thinking when you first saw Wally, or two, or three, or... And the silver-haired Vulcan priestess steps out as you turn the corner. It's where poets hide words and pages to be read aloud later. I sigh. 45 years of pissheads and shitheads, my customers and therefore my benefactors. As much as I enjoy it, I just don't want to fucking do it anymore. Thank you.
My goodness. Unmute yourself. Give it up for
Damn,
Ben. Oh, come
that
on.
was deep, bro.
Listen, I have to commend you for staying committed to a difficult industry for as long as you have, staying committed and dedicated to it, and still finding time to create incredible art like that. Thank you, Finn, for all that you do, and welcome again to this circus. I know it may be crazy timing wise, but find yourself here, okay? Because you are definitely one of us. Find yourself here as much as you possibly can. Make sure you put your info in the chat so people can follow you and possibly harass you at crazy hours to let you know that you need to come back to the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Thank you, Finn Hall, truly, for coming through and hanging out with us. All right, folks, we are coming close to the end. We've got a few more poets, and we are going to finish just as strong as we started. Trust me. Coming up next, we have a poet who has come through a few times with us, and I believe they have definitely caught the bug. They are definitely going to continue to come through, and they definitely always bring the heat with them. And so we're looking forward to what they have to bring this evening. Please, Beautiful Fire, unmute yourself. Let the people know where they can follow you online, and the floor is yours. Welcome back. We're looking forward to hearing what you got. Let's get it.
So much. Thank you. I really, really appreciate you and that lovely introduction. Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad to be here. And you can find me at I Am Beautiful Fire across all social media platforms. And I look forward to continuing to flame on with you. Again, I Am Beautiful Fire, and you all are beautiful this evening. I am going to be reading from my newly published first collection, I Am Beautiful Fire. I am holding the proof in my hand, and we're going to stay on topic a bit. I know it's so exciting. I just got it a couple of days ago, and thank you everyone for the congratulations. We're going to be staying on topic with a piece that I would like to call Fall for You. And since we're having like a spooky evening, a scary thought is when somebody tells you that they want to fall for you. So let's hear what the contrary of that is. It reads as such. Dear all who want to fall for us. Fall for us? No. We've never seen flames cower for another. We want you to stand tall for us. Be bold for us. Passionate lovers seldom go beneath, but always rise above. We want you to stand tall for us. Be bold for us. Fiery loves want others to stand on their own 2 feet, not dim out, be weak. We want you to stand tall for us. Be bold for us. You'll never have to fall for us because we'll rise to the occasion. Never validated by persuasion because we know what it is. We want you again to stand tall for us, be bold for us. So that particular piece has to do with people who want to fall in love, but love is all about rising. So don't fall into the trap of spooky terror stories of falling when we were created to stand on our own 2 feet. That is the piece for tonight, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you.
Unmute yourself, give it up for Beautiful Fire.
Yeah.
Listen, she flamed on indeed. Listen, thank you for coming through with all of that heat. We truly appreciate all the energy that you generate and share with our community. We look forward to every time you rip. Thank you. We truly appreciate that. Really. Whew. She said she looked forward to flame on with all of us. Indeed, that's exactly what fire spitters do, right? They add their energy and it just goes around, right? And then, so coming up next, oh, the man with the hat. And I'm sorry, the colors, I just got some old school comic vibes, you know. Listen, this cat is who I like to call the chef of poetry in our community. He has given birth to poems. He is a Lamaze teacher. He does lots of things. This man is incredible. He does so many things in so many different communities. He actually even hosts his own open mic. I believe it is the Cafe Generalissimo on Mondays. I believe it's first and third or something like that, somewhere near there. So please unmute yourself, Generalissimo. Let the good folks know where they can find you, and please give us your fire. Welcome back, Mr. Generalissimo.
There we go. Is it now? Am I unmuted now? Okay, so here is all my info in the chat, and I'll do 2 new poems. The first is called Egg. When I cracked your shell to make my breakfast, was I committing murder? When do eggs cease being viable chickens? When I sprayed the pan with olive oil, then sprinkled nutritional yeast and white pepper onto the area of the pan your insides would fall into, then you sizzled as you hit the center of the hot surface. Then I broke the yolk almost immediately with the edge of the spatula I would flip you with, then lowered you onto a sesame bagel with melted provolone, toasting away open-faced in the toaster oven, awaiting this former chick-to-be to be placed atop the melty cheese, then topped it off with fresh baby spinach and raw onion against the top half, which has Munster cheese melting atop it. Then I held the package tightly like a vice grip with my hands, compress everything inside in order to placate my taste buds, provide nutritional sustenance, which will be accompanied by hot Earl Grey tea or ice cold apple cider between bites in order to get my day started with healthy food. I never thought about the 11 remaining chicks to be sitting in a cardboard egg carton in my fridge awaiting their fate. Thank you. One more poem, which is called Observation Party. When it was suggested I stay for observation, I did not expect them to dress me up in a red and black checkerboard shirt under a pair of overalls with black boots inside a Hannibal Lecter glass case and put me on display for wealthy patrons wearing tuxedos and formal dresses. And as I sat inside the see-through box, I wondered who these people were, why they were observing me, and how they acquired the very comfortable orange 1970s wingback chair from my bedroom for me to sit on. Thank you.
Unmute yourself. Give it up for Generalissimo.
The General. Always bringing that fire.
Generalissimo.
So
good to see you.
Oh,
well played.
Goodness.
Love it.
Listen, if that dude's kitchen smells anything like what he cooks up in his poetry, it has to be magnificent in there. I mean, seriously magnificent. Thank you, Generalissimo, for always bringing your incredible energy to our community. We truly appreciate all your efforts, really, for checking in with us all the time. All right, we have come to our last poet of the evening, and he is setting himself up to purge all of the energy, it seems, that he has conjured, and we are getting to it. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is your first time with us also. Is that correct, Mr. Open Minds?
Yes, this is the first time I came to y'all. I know there's quite a few of y'all here that know me, that have been to my open mic. And I just want to say I love all of y'all and all the new faces that I got to see tonight and all the new faces I got to hear tonight. I'm excited to be here.
It's gonna be
Yo, we do
incredible.
this
Look,
every
let the
Friday.
people know where they can find you. You got 3
Yeah,
minutes to rock
let
out,
me get a
man.
link
Please
in here.
go
We
in.
got this Friday we got Gustav's gonna feature. We got the Magus himself featuring this Friday. I hope y'all could come see that. It's gonna be a wonderful show. Yeah, so I just want to let y'all know that this is a little bit gruesome. I wanted to bring something like ugly and raw and gruesome. So I just want to let y'all know that this might be, a little uneasy, but it's Halloween, so happy Halloween. Layers of thick rust lay beneath this blood-encrusted razor blade coated in pus. It's just a phase, the doctor said before I slayed his daughter in the most horrific way my brain could contemplate. Stretching skin to the limits, so much blood I could swim in it. Took a nap in the back of a stolen pickup truck. Covered myself in the ooze from my last victim's guts. I'm floating in cum. My gums are coated in some fluid. I don't know where it's from, but the taste is so familiar. Reminiscent from my first time. Fuck, I fucking dropped the camera. Hold up. I am floating in cum. My gums are coated in some sort of fluid. I don't know where it's from, but the taste is so familiar. Reminiscent of the first time I killed a crow. Showered in blood from a less respected slow. I'm a beyond death, the last breath of so many foes. Screaming to let him go. A demon stealing souls. Flawless brutality is my mentality. I am a geist sent from a parallel reality.
Damn, unmute yourself. Give it up for Tommy.
That's that Halloween off.
Happy Halloween, y'all.
Halloween.
Spooky. Scary.
Listen, man. Oh my goodness. Listen, he said, listen, I appreciate the warning in the beginning, right? Truly, because you went all the way in with it as poets do, as poets should, right? Totally commit to all aspects of what you're writing about, and you absolutely did that. Thank you for bringing your energy to our community. Welcome to the circus. You are definitely one of the clouds that we love to see coming bouncing into our freaking big tent, because you have the energy that keeps this crazy circus going forward. Thank you truly for bringing all of your energy. All right, folks, we have come to the end of the evening. All right, reminder real quick, make sure you're checking out neweurekan.org for all of the upcoming events. Make sure you make a donation, get some merch. All right, make sure you're representing the cafe in your community, in your part of the world. Plug in on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Make sure like I said earlier, if Monday nights is not enough and you need some therapy, make sure you're plugging into Thunder Lung Thursdays. Also, Hybrid is happening on the 12th. Make sure you plug into neweurekan.org to get your tickets. Listen, it is always my pleasure to host the community. I truly appreciate every single poet who came and touched the mic this evening, for all the energy that you always bring to our community. I truly, truly appreciate you. Shout out to the dopest support cat in the building, Mr. RMT. Throw your hands in the screen. Show your love for Mr. RMT one time. That dude is the dopest support crew in the building, and he's a one-man army. Listen, make sure you're signing up for next week. Theme is New School. All right, listen.
Hold on, Elemental. I know, I'm going to throw you a curveball, but since, this is your third or fourth time guest hosting, there is a reason why Advocate keeps asking you to go to guest host. So I'm going to ask everyone to unmute. Please give it up for our guest host, Elemental.
Elemental crushed it, brother.
Elemental.
Such a good job, buddy.
Great job, man.
Elemental, you rock.
Elemental's the man, baby.
I appreciate y'all so. Listen, I appreciate y'all so much, man. Y'all really make this whole thing worth it. Y'all make Monday night what it really is. Shout out to Advocate of Words. Make sure you're plugging in to the normal host, man. Listen, Monday night is always the place to be, baby. It's Monday. Again, thank you to every poet who ripped before and after all of the things that we do. I truly appreciate you. Now, you have heard my voice all night. And I appreciate you for plugging in, to everyone who plugged in with us, for Whitney and Denisha for wearing your costumes. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, Lady Siren, Bars in the building, Professor Platinum, all of y'all, I truly appreciate you. But we are going to go to one of our newer members of our community, since he decided to hang out late with us and to, you know, give us a good, clean, wholesome, smooth good night. I truly appreciate y'all. Hope to see y'all all next week. Please take it away, sir. Have a great week, y'all. I will definitely see y'all soon. Hold on. 1 second. Where'd he go? Oh, no. There we go. One more time.
Okay. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for sharing what you've written. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Good night, sweet poet. May your dreams be as imaginative as the night's poems. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for inviting the spirit of Miguel Alagarin into your home. And this has been Monday Night Open Mic, presented by the New York and Poets Cafe. On behalf of the cafe, I, Ben Hall, would like to say good night, sweet poets.